everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna, this is Coffee, Books, and Bullet Journals, and today is Coffee Talk. So today's Coffee Talk is a little bit different. Normally we just kind of pick a topic and we just start, casually discussing it. However, today I am joined by author Ben Sanders. He is a booktuber and authortuber. I have known Ben for almost 2 years now. We met through the Strike Back Videoathon long time ago when YouTube decided they were going to change their monetization rules, and so Ben was one of the creators, I think, of the Strike Back Videoathon, and that's how I found his channel. We've kind of talked on and off, and we are doing a collab together. We kind of interviewed each other, so my half of the video, like me answering his questions, is over on his channel. I will link Ben's channel down below. You should definitely check it out. He is not only accomplishing NaNoWriMo, like he's on track, maybe even ahead at this point. And then he's also doing daily videos, which is insane because I've done a total of 3 videos this month and it's the end of the month. I feel really bad. This was supposed to go up, I think, at the end of October, technically. And then I got really sick. And then I did my, the video, and for some reason there are 2 days of filming that won't come off of my camera. Like, it's on my camera, I see it on my camera, but it won't export to my computer. I don't know. So I'm refilming it. And you know what? It's cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the questions, and then we're going to go over to Ben for his answers. All right, so with NaNoWriMo, there are usually 2 camps. There are the plotters who excruciatingly detail every bit of their book prior to going into November 1st. And then we have the pantsers who have a vague idea of what they're doing and just kind of sit down and start writing. Which camp do you fall in?
I am a little bit both plotter and pantser. It all depends on the individual project. For my first NaNoWriMo, I was completely pantser. I signed up the day before the event started and just went with a what if this was a little bit different kind of idea and ran with that. For my second Nano, I ended up working on The Hunter and the Arcane, and that was heavily plotted and still is because I've yet to finish that dang project. But I've kind of gone between plotting and pantsing and kind of doing a little bit of both simultaneously, so they definitely have different pros and cons. So I wouldn't really say I'm either or definitively anymore.
Have you ever tried to write a novel the other way around? So if you're a plotter, have you ever pantsed a novel? If you're a pantser, have you ever tried to plot one out?
I actually have tried writing projects the opposite from what I normally did. So like I said, Project 1, Robert Michael's The Demon in the Trees, that was completely pantsed. I then did The Hunter and the Arcane. I've also done Clickbait, which was also heavily plotted. And again, that's really where I found that both ways of writing had their merits, particularly for pantsing. If you have an idea, you can run with it and you can kind of see where your characters lead you more than anything. But with plotting and having a general idea of plot point A, B, C, D, and maybe not knowing B and a half, how to get from B to C, you can get a little bit of creative freedom, but knowing where they need to go for future events to happen definitely helps guide the story overall.
Some authors start at the beginning of a novel and they write chronologically. They don't skip anything, regardless of how frustrating or how much they're struggling through a scene. They push through it and they continue on. Others, they like to jump around. So, at the beginning of the month, did you start at the beginning and work your way forward? Or are you the type of person that would rather skip scenes and come back to them later?
I absolutely start at the beginning and move towards the end. I do not jump around at all because I have such a sporadic way of thinking that if I start doing that, I will leave huge chunks of story out and then get confused later on and just have to rework the entire process anyway.
Most veterans that have completed NaNoWriMo before talk about their NaNoWriMo survival kit. So what does yours include?
So I'm not really sure if I'm particularly keen on the idea of nano survival kits. I know that for some people they are absolutely necessary, they are a huge boon, and that they help that type of writer, and that is absolutely fine. They just aren't really my thing. I find that if I get too caught up in the idea of my nano survival kit, I'll end up using it as an excuse. Oh, I didn't have my exact seat today at the coffee shop. I didn't get the exact kind of coffee that I wanted. It's not exactly the time I normally sit down, and then just use those as reasons to not get any work done when I could still absolutely get some work done. So you end up using them as a crutch. I know that not everyone will, but because of that, I don't really use them.
At this point in the month of November, we might have some aspiring authors that are struggling, that are hitting a slump, and maybe feel like this isn't worth it. What nuggets of wisdom as a NaNoWriMo veteran do you have for someone that is participating maybe for their first time?
Nuggets of wisdom for first-time nanoers. Honestly, don't worry about winning. You will get so caught up in the idea of you have to have 50,000 words that you tend to start just writing poorly or stressing yourself out to the point where it's just not healthy. You don't need to hit 50,000 words. If you write 1,000 words this November, that's a win because it's 1,000 words more than you started with. I'm sure everyone would like to have more than 1,000, and that's absolutely fair. But don't concern yourself with the need to win. That's when you're going to start overworking yourself.
And the last question, where can we find you on the interwebs?
So you can find me here on YouTube. My channel name is Ben Sanders. Pretty nondescript there. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as Author B Sanders. And you can also find me on TikTok, but that's really not at all book related, so that's not really important.
All right, Ben, thank you so much for answering these questions for me, and I definitely recommend everybody who's watching this video to go check out Ben's channel. Thank you all for joining. If you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little red button that you can do so down below the video, and all of the links to my social medias will be in the description below if you would like to be my friend on any other platform. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
What makes this heart beat faster?